you preparing for an open house for your new listing? Well, congratulations! I want your open house to be a big success. Your open house is a wonderful opportunity to get more buyers as well as to market your listing to the neighborhood. So put your best foot forward. My name is Julie Connor and I'm an associate broker with eXp Realty in both New York and Connecticut. And I have 5 tips for you before you have your open house. My first tip is door knocking. Your open house is a wonderful opportunity to meet the neighbors. I would recommend the day before your open house to knock on the doors of all the neighbors in about a 2-block radius. Introduce yourself, you can hand out business cards, you can make some pretty flyers of your listing, some pretty color flyers, and hand them out. I'll tell you one thing, the nosy neighbors are definitely going to want to see that house. Offer then to do a free home equity analysis of their house. That'd be a wonderful opportunity to get inside and maybe even list their house. It may not be, this month or next month, but it could be 6 months from now. I have gotten numerous clients from knocking on doors. I also sold a house once the day before it went live to a neighbor because she wanted her best friend to move into the neighborhood. And it was a wonderful opportunity to get that best friend in that house and be a dual agent. Tip number 2, open house signage and glitz. I always want to make sure that I put up open house signs in all the major intersections surrounding the home as well as in front of the home. I do this about a half an hour before my open house. You're going to get road traffic into the house and people that are interested in just, kind of taking a peek. I always put balloons on each of these signs, and I do that so that it'll attract more attention to the sign. Another thing that I always do is I have small American flags in my car and I put them all around the road frontage. People typically know that Julie Connor is having an open house when they see those flags around the house. People always tell me that this was the most festive open house that they've ever been to. And I always want to make sure that people remember my open houses, so when it comes to the time that they're thinking about listing their house, that they think about me. Tip number 3, I call this set the stage. Bake cookies in the oven so the house smells good. Put candy kisses in bowls and get small water bottles to hand out. People will really appreciate the extra effort that you put into your open house. Tip number 4, have a sign-in sheet and ask everybody that walks in the door if they have an agent. This is very important. Make sure that everybody signs in and that you can read what they signed in. Ask them if they're in an agency agreement with another realtor. If they're not in an agency agreement with another realtor, it's a wonderful opportunity to see if they'd like you to be their realtor. So even if they're not interested in buying the home that you're showing, maybe they're interested in looking at comps in the neighborhood. I always get buyers for my open houses because I always reach out to see what I can do to the people that are visiting my house. Last but not least, tip number 5, be prepared with paperwork. Bring the exclusive right to represent agreements and all buyer agency agreements with you. Also, don't forget those dual agency forms if you are allowed to do dual agency in your state. These are handy if somebody wants to put an offer in right at your open house and they're not being represented by another realtor. Well, I hope you enjoyed these tips. I hope you have fun and good luck selling that house.